This is Canada, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. I'm just kidding. But it does get pretty cold here. And the last thing you want in the middle of winter is your furnace to quit without a way of relighting it to keep your family warm. What I want to do today is show you how to relight the pilot valve in your furnace in case it goes out. This little piece here is called a relay. You can see compared to my finger how small this one is, but the general operation is we energize a little coil right here, that little yellow piece, and what happens is it turns it into an electromagnet that pulls in a little moving armature. We can use that armature to open and close sets of contacts. Normally the voltage used to control the coil is enough to hold the armature in, but in a basic gas-fired forced air furnace, we're not using a relay, we're using something called a thermocouple. This is a demonstration version of a thermocouple. Here we have a very simple illustration of how a thermocouple works. We have a junction made of two dissimilar metals that when heated with a flame will actually produce a very small DC voltage. It's not enough to pull the armature of a relay in, but it's enough to maintain that contact once the flame is established. If we light the pilot and hold the reset switch in long enough, the dissimilar metals will produce a high enough voltage to actually hold that magnetic coil armature in place. Usually the voltage is somewhere around 26 to 32 millivolts. This is a demonstration version of a basic forced air gas fire furnace. If you look closely, inside there, you can see there's the thermocouple. Right beside it is the main gas valve. And here is your pilot gas valve assembly. I'm going to show you the steps to relight your pilot gas valve just in case it ever goes out. The first thing you want to do is make sure your gas valve is set to the pilot position. Easiest way to tell, push the reset button in. You should hear the gas start to flow and the button should push in easily enough. You're going to hold that button in, take some type of ignition, preferably a lighter as matches tend to burn down pretty quickly, and then you're basically going to push this test button in or this reset button in and hold it down while you're trying to ignite the pilot. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's not. Now, here's the key part. You have to hold this reset button down because what you need to do is with that drawing I showed you earlier, you need to hold that down long enough for the heat to generate enough voltage to maintain that contact position. If you let go too soon, the contact will drop out and the pilot will not stay lit. Usually around 30 seconds is a pretty good time to hold that button down for, and if it doesn't work, it's easy enough just to retry it and hold it down longer the second time. I'm going to let go and we're going to see if this pilot's ready to stay lit on its own. Here we go. The pilot's lit all on its own. Here's our pilot burner burning away. This thing will stay lit even if there's a power failure in your house, as it doesn't rely on an external power supply to hold that contact in. Remember, it's generating that 26 to 32 millivolts, which is doing the job for us. Key element in restarting your furnace after you've got the pilot lit is on your valve here. Right now it's in the pilot position. What we need to do is crank it over to the on position. Now we can go to our thermostat, which for us is conveniently located right on the side of the furnace. We can turn it up. We'll say crank it to 30. It's like I say, Canada, it's cold. We turn it on. And now our pilot ignites our main gas valve. Inside your furnace, it's going to start to get warm. Now your furnace is on. After a short while, you should hear your fan come on. Now it's time to grab a blanket and sit over top of your heat registers and warm up. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.